I just like to simplify your game. The simpler your game is, the better you can get at it. And if you look at the best players in the world, they're really good at something. So let me just throw out a name, and I want you guys to just kind of voice out what you think of when I say these players, what they're really good at. Okay? Kyle Korver. Notice how everyone said the same thing? Now, I've worked with Kyle Korver, and one of the coolest things, and I've only done a couple workouts, I'm not his trainer, but the first workout we ever did with Kyle, he was like, hey, listen, I know I'm not good at finishing, I know I'm not good at dribbling, I get paid to shoot. So I just want to work on shooting. And I thought that was really cool, okay? Now you think about shooting, that was the first thing that all of you guys said, right? Because you guys know that he's a really, really good shooter. Now, some of you guys might not know this next player, but when you think about a guy like Andre Roberson, what do you think about? Everyone in here, he's a defender. He gets paid to be a defender, okay? It's crazy that we can identify what they're best at, right? And it's because they've been able to do that. Then you get guys that are maybe like the all-stars, and you might say, okay, they might have a few things they're good at, but if I say a guy like Chris Paul, most people think ball screens. Some people might say handles, but handles goes into the ball screen, but he's really good at ball screens. If you say Russell Westbrook, most of you guys will be like explosive, attacking. It might not be the same adjective, but everyone knows what we're thinking. He gets downhill. If you think about KD, scoring. He's a guy that's going to shoot and score. You think about LeBron James, you talk about the best player in the world, there's a couple things. You might say driving, you might say passing, but you know that he's good at a couple things. Now ask yourself that question. When people say, what are you good at, what do they say? Like, if I asked you that question, what would they say? Shooting? Passing and shooting. Passing and shooting. Now let me ask you this question. If we did this and I asked everybody at the same time, you guys have seen each other play a couple of days now, okay? So let's try this, okay? I'm talking about blue sweatshirt. Everyone yell out what he's good at the same time. Ready? Go. Do you notice how we weren't unified? Okay? Now, partially, it's because you guys might not have seen him enough, but the other thing is, that means I would challenge him, master something where everyone knows you're great at something. Isn't that crazy how when we said those NBA players, you guys all said the exact same thing? But when we said one of you guys, and it's not because he's not good, it's because he might be good at a lot of things, but not great at something. Okay? And that's the thing that you guys need to realize is if you get great at something, then your coaches rely on you for that something, and that's when you become special. Shooting. I shot 48.4% from three in college. So I was second in the country in three-point percentage. I just didn't miss. So my thing was shooting, and I built everything off of shooting. I was really, really, really good shooter. So then I got good at hesitating because people would run me off the line, and so I was a great shooter, and I was great at hesitating. And I built my series from that. But my first thing was always shoot. And if I caught it and I had space, I shot it. If I was dribbling and I had space, I shot it. I never went away from what I was great at. When I did was when I struggled. You know, if I had open shots and I was passing up open shots, that's when I didn't have great games. So you gotta go to what you're great at. And also, you gotta stay away from what you're bad at. You know what I mean? If you're a bad finisher with your left hand, obviously you wanna work on it because you don't wanna have a weakness that, you know, defenders can force you into and then you struggle. But also, you should try to get back to your strengths as much as you can.